The next thing that I want us to have a look at is calculation of geometry. Okay, so let us say you want to, base a selection on area size or the distance of a river. Okay, the length of a river. Okay, so that is not, and it's not available, in attribute table. Okay, so let's open this attribute table of rivers. I'm not sure if it's here. Okay, so we've got this shape length thing, but it looks a bit dodgy, right? 0.0. We're not sure exactly what this entails. Okay, so we don't have a exact understanding of the length of different river sections here. Okay, so let's say what we want to do is selection based on that. We need to add that data. We need to generate it, and there's an easy way to do that in ArcMap. So what you need to do first is let's just add a field here. And let's say I want to do segment. Oh, sorry for that. Segment length. Okay, and it's going to ask me what's the type. Remember, we talked about this in class. We need to specify the type of our descriptive data. I'm going to use double to have decimal values included. I'm going to say OK. Alright, so now we have a new field here, but it's empty. So if I right click on that field, you'll find there's a option calculate geometry. And now it gives us some options that we can do, but length has been disabled. Okay, so why would that be? The reason for that is the coordinate system. Okay, remember, what did we say in class? We can't measure based on a geographic coordinate system, and currently our layer rivers is in a geographic coordinate system WGS 1984. Okay, so what we can see here, let me show you geographic coordinate system WGS 1984. So we won't be able to measure distance. Okay, so there's two ways in which we can fix this, which you should know by now. The first one would be to project this layer, not define project, project it. Remember, define project is only if there's not a specified reference system, but we know what it should be. Project is changing it from one thing to another. So changing it from geographic coordinate system to a projected system, we use the project tool. So that would be one way. Another way would be to change the on the fly projection. So if I go to properties here, maybe I'll just say distant, go to projected layers, continental Africa, equidistant conic. Okay, because we're interested in distance. So let's use that projection there. So I'm changing the on the fly projection. You see how that just shifted the display of my data now? It made it a bit narrower. Okay, that's because I applied a projected coordinate system in the way that the data is displayed. Although with on-the-fly projection, the actual projection or spatial reference information of the data did not change, but everything is now displayed in the way that I specified for the data frame for layers. Okay, so if I open up my attribute table again, if I go to this new field that I just created, I right click on it and I go to calculate geometry, I can now see that length is not disabled anymore. It's available to me, and it specifies here I'm going to use the coordinate system of the data frame, which I just changed, the on-the-fly projection. The coordinate system of the data source is still the same. If I would like to use that, I can't calculate length. But if I calculate my length based on the projected coordinate system specified for the data frame, I'm able to do this. And this will be the same for area. If you want to do it for polygons, for instance. Okay, so you follow the exact same approach, a new field named area for your polygon, and you go to calculate geometry. It's going to give you the option you can calculate area for it. Okay, so now I can specify in what unit. Let's do it in kilometers. I'm going to say OK, calculates it, and it will populate my field here. Okay, so now I can see I have my length here for the different sections. So now I would be able to use this in a select by attribute, to select all river segments that are, longer than 1 kilometer. I can select it then based on this geometry that I just calculated. So this is something you're going to have to do in the practical. So some of the questions will ask you to select based on area size, but you will find in the layer that I provide you, there is no area. okay, you'll have to go and calculate it using this. Okay, you'll have to use calculate geometry. Okay, so this is the calculate geometry tool. You'll often be using it. It's quite an important tool to know, to be aware about. So ensure that you know how to use it. Okay, there are also another tool that we can use in attribute table. I'm just going to quickly show you. Let's just add a new field. Let's call it temporary. Just make it a double again. Okay, this is just for purposes of illustration. Okay, I have two numeric fields here now. Okay, so what I could do, let's say I need to combine these two. Let's just say I need to add them. I need to add these two together. Okay, I can create a new field to do that. There's a field calculator. Okay, so I can go field calculator, and I can say take that length field, that one there, and just add it to my one that I just created. Say okay, calculates, and it adds the two together. Okay, so you can do different, whatever the calculation is that you would want to do. Maybe there's a formula that you would like to apply. You can do it in this way by using the field calculator, generating new fields. You can even combine text fields. So let's do that. Add a field, text temp, and we just make it a text field. Say okay. Field calculator again. Let's say we want to combine the name of the river, name, and the class of the river. Okay, note the new field, just combine those two together. Okay, and also just note I used the AND function for the text, right? So what I could do, let's say I want to add a space there, could do this, add another AND, say okay. Okay, now it adds a space. Okay, so let me just quickly show you again. That's what I did. So I added two adds, and then I can add another field to populate that text field. Okay, so the field calculator is quite a powerful tool if you know how to use Python. There's a lot of functions here that you can use, Visual Basic as well. So you can see there's certain calculations that you can apply to your data. Okay, so play around with the field calculator. That is something that you also will be using in the future.